But devolution be gone. Good afternoon, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching, it is appreciated. Rupert Lowe, when he gets in, looks like he's going to be coming down hard on devolution. And I'm here for it. I think it's going to be really fun to see. And it's going to be empowering to see the home nations get some tough love from Westminster. So we're going to get into the article now. And this is, here we go. Rupert Lowe vows to repeal SNP's Hate Crime Act as he brands it a disgrace on free speech. The Restore Britain leader has claimed that the legislation, spearheaded by Humza Yousaf, impacts Scots in what they say in their houses, and he would use the Scotland Act 1998 to repeal it. That's very good. That's a good start. So we're going to get into this now. Done that one, so we're going on to this one now. Rupert Lowe has vowed to repeal the SNP's Hate Crime Act, which he branded a disgrace to free speech. The Restore Britain leader included this policy in one of his first manifestos since officially launching the right-wing party earlier this month, with the aim to capture support from those tied with reform. I think they're also going for disaffected voters, and there will be some siphoning off of other voting blocs as well, like Labour and Tory and Lib Dems, what have you. Let's see now. The former Reform MP, he left after a disagreement with Farage over immigration policy, believing that his former leader didn't go far enough. Instead, he created his own party and has promised to cut down on the number of illegal migrants, as well as restoring criminal justice. Scotland barely features in the new manifestos, yes, but his latest one, Retaking the English Cashel, features Humza Yousaf's Hate Crime Act, which became law in Scotland on April Fool's Day 2024. He claims he would enact a Section 35 on the Scotland Act to repeal it, but would need to first amend it so it can act already existing legislation. For those of you that don't know, any devolved part of governments in the UK to Scotland or Wales, it's not really devolved. Any parts of the devolution settlements ultimately remain under the auspices of the British government, and so the Scottish Assembly or the Welsh Assembly are actually branches of the British government, and they can actually veto, and they do reserve the right to legislate in any area that it sees fit. Alright? So essentially Holyrood and the Senate are powerless. They are existing purely on the indulgence of the British government, which allows Rupert Lowe, when he gets in, to tinker or actually abolish outright, if he wants to, the devolution settlements. Then we continue. Mr. Lowe claimed that the legislation makes it difficult to distinguish from insults or sincere convictions or impassioned opinions to which others take offence. He added many outspoken civilians or citizens will have been accused of at least one, if not both, of these vices in their time. At the moment, there is nothing in the law to prevent activists from capitalising on this ambiguity, i.e. weaponising the law and targeting people who have different political opinions to try to silence them. Nor is there anything to disincentivise those with personal grudges from wielding the contentious terms of law as convenient clubs against their enemies, as I've just said. Then we continue. He concluded, Restore Britain would repeal the Scottish Hate Crime and Public Order Act 2021 in full. We plan to address the sorry state of free speech across modern Britain in a future paper, but for the purposes of retaking the English and indeed Scottish Cashel, Parliament would exercise its powers under the Section 35 Scotland Act to kill this legislation. This may require an amendment to the Section 35 clarifying the right to repeal existing laws, alongside explicitly stated right to block pending ones. If so, the amendment would be made permanent. Parliament must remain sovereign, that's the British Parliament, particularly over matters as fundamental as free speech and the tranquillity of non-violent Britain in his castle. The Scottish Government spokesperson said the hate crime holds account people who commit criminal acts fueled by hatred, based on prejudice towards a person based on, example, race, age, or disability. I would say that that's not the case. What it actually does is it allows leftist activists to target people to shut them up because their opinions aren't politically expedient or convenient to the ruling government of the day. And it's the same thing that Turkey does. They want to stifle speech and they want to stifle debate. And the reason why they want to do this is people don't want to be proven to be wrong, and people en masse are powerful. If one person, for example, like me, will say something that resonates with somebody, there's a chance that it'll resonate with 10 or 20 or 30 or 100 or a million. They want the masses not to speak out in general. Alright? This is what the SNP does to silence people, and it's what the British government does as well. In terms of abolishing devolution completely, Rupert Lowe could go that far. He really could go that far, simply because that's his personal conviction. Now, if the British government or the British electorate returned a party to government that wants to abolish devolution, that alone would be a mandate to do as such. You wouldn't necessarily need to put it to a referendum to the individual regions or nations of Britain to do it, although some would argue they should do that. Well, I'll leave you with this clip from Rupert Lowe, and this is what he said regarding our United Kingdom.
I mean, my view would be, let's reverse devolution, let's return power to Westminster, let's be what we should be, which is one country. So I do think the strength of this country is as the Act of Union. We are one nation, and we should behave as one nation.
Completely agree. Now, do you agree with Rupert Lowe in his view? The strength of this nation is the Act of Union and the uniting of the kingdoms of Scotland and England into the country Great Britain. All opinions are valid. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Comment, like and subscribe. Do all of that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.